Going on? What's going on? I hope you guys are having a good day. Today, we're going to talk about something that I was thinking about today as I was working on my new book. My new book is called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. And in this book, one of the things I wanted to talk about is this idea of economic consciousness, what it means to be economically woke. So, we're going to talk about economic wokeness. So, get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day, under one condition. The condition is that we are Black first. Black first means we put our community at the top of our priority list. Black first means we educate our damn kids. Black first means we teach wealth to our families. Black first means we break generational curses. Black first means we pass down prosperity and not pain. Black first means that we put ourselves ahead of everybody else and we prepare for the future. If you agree with the philosophy of the B1 culture, then put a B hashtag B and the number one in the chat. Hashtag B1. I'm tired of Black people coming in last place. We're supposed to be coming in first place. I'm tired of us getting our butts kicked, man. We can do better than that. Y'all know what it is. So come on now. Let's get moving here. All right. So anyway, hello everybody. I want to say hi to all of you. And Angela says thank you for your service, Doc. Well, thank you for your service. I appreciate you as well. I know you don't have to be here, and I'm extremely humbled and honored when you guys join me for these conversations. So today I was thinking about something, right? So I was sitting there and I was working on this. I have this book project. A lot of you know about, maybe you don't, but you may or not know about my latest book. It's Black American Money 3, which was part of the Black American Money sequence. And it's really every observation I've made about Black wealth, Black culture, Black economics, Black family, and pretty much Black, bliggity Black, everything having to do with money, and what's going on in our community. And so if you want to go take a look, feel free to go to boycewatkins.com, or if you're on Instagram, you can hit the link in the bio and you can take a look at the Black American Money series. Well, that series is put to the side, and the next book that I'm working on now is called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. And one of the things that led me to down this rabbit hole of thought was sort of thinking about how economic power is accumulated throughout the world and just what that looks like. And so one of the things I was thinking about today was something that we refer to as consciousness, or what it means to be woke. Right? What does it mean to be woke? You ever hear anybody give me a yes or no? If you hear people talk about being woke all the time, I'm conscious, right? So you got two strands of that, right? You got the conscious community, and then you have the woke community. Those are two different communities, but you hear a lot of conscious people. Give me a yes or no if you've noticed this. A lot of people that talk about being conscious ain't really conscious at all. Right? They just say it. They say they're conscious, and then they embarrass the whole damn conscious community because you acting like you're completely unconscious and stupid and ignorant and crazy, right? So a lot of some parts of the conscious community, very solid people, very good people. For example, the One Africa conference is happening in Detroit with Taki Grant and Leonard Jeffries and a lot of other brothers that are going to be there. That is the part of the conscious community that is that I'm very proud of, the part that represents who I am and what I believe in. What I can't remember the brother's name, but he's a historian. Gosh, I hate when I can't remember names. But anyway, in fact, I love them so much. I'm actually offering passes to their event on my website, boycewatkins.com. It's in Detroit toward the end of the month. I won't be able to make it, but they're up there. They're doing their thing. I hope you'll go out there and support them if you're in the area, or if you want to come in. I think it'll be worthwhile. But then also, when you talk about woke, people always talk about I'm woke, right? And so one of the things I always wanted, through all the years that I've been doing what I've been doing, kind of screaming from the rooftops about Black issues and all that, I've been doing this for a while, is I've always wanted more wokeness in the Black community. I remember Cornel West. I did an event with Cornel West in 2013. And I remember him saying that the Black community was sleepwalking, that young people are sleepwalking. And at that time, that was true. They really were. They were just gone. Then they woke up. Right. So maybe a little bit after Trayvon Martin, maybe 2 years down that line, you started having all this wokeness, and you had people really talking about what it meant to be Black. A lot of people weren't scared of being Black anymore. Like, it was a really good Dr. Anthony Browder. Thank you, Roy, for giving me that name. I was so mad I couldn't remember his name, because I saw him in Guyana and we talked for 3 hours, and I just love this man. And if you see him, tell him that I said that. I just thought he was great to talk to personally and publicly. But anyway, so you have this woke thing kind of happening, right? Where a lot of people thought they felt like they were woke, but sometimes people forget that just saying that you're woke doesn't mean you're actually woke. And so let me just kind of Let's go to the root of this. Let's look up the definition of what it means to be awake. What does it mean to be awake? Now let's look at the Oxford Dictionary. Awake, it says not asleep. Let's see here. Fully conscious, alert. Fully conscious, alert. So if you compare consciousness with unconsciousness, right? Unconscious means you don't know what the hell's going on. And in fact, a lot of consumerism occurs as a result of them luring you into an unconscious state of mind. I sent out an article today or early on my Twitter. You know, I talk a lot of crazy shit on my Twitter. It sounds crazy, but it's my truth. It's what I believe. It's based on science and information. It's not just me running my mouth. But on my Twitter, I shared an article where they were talking about excessive cannabis use, especially amongst young people, and how it disrupts your prefrontal cortex and kills your ability to make logical thoughts. You can't necessarily plan things as well. You can't see things as well. You're not as conscious about what's going on. And I know that this is counter to the culture now, where everybody's saying that it's okay to sit around and smoke weed all day. I don't care what anybody tells you. I'm telling y'all right now. You heard it here. That is not good for you. That is not every study I'm seeing right now is basically saying that if you start that, especially if you start young, your brain gets so disrupted that your ability to have motivation is gone. Your ability to make plans is gone. Your ability to solve problems is gone. Your ability to think critically and strategically is gone. So you're not woke anymore. You're unconscious. And I believe that is what people depend on. And anybody who's trying to harm you or exploit you will do whatever they can to get you unconscious. Whether it's ladies, if some guy's trying to sleep with you, and you don't want to sleep with him, he might be like, "Hey, girl, let me pour you some more wine. Let me smoke this, drink this. Let's smoke something, drink something." Right? And you have a whole lot of people that are in prison right now because they smoked and drank that night, and next thing you know, something happened. Somebody got shot at the club or whatever. Right? So ultimately, this idea of wokeness is really important. It really comes down to being alert. If I'm asleep, I don't know what's going on. I'm unconscious. If I'm awake, I'm very alert. I'm aware. I'm paying attention. I'm observant. I am just almost in a meditative state of awareness about what's happening all around me. Well, a lot of economics in the Black community gets lost because as a community, we are trained to be incredibly unconscious. Unconsciousness can come from just not paying attention. It can come from being distracted by something stupid. It can come from a lack of education. That's why they promote unhealthy food in the hood, because they know that you're not conscious about what you eat. So you'll just eat anything that tastes good, right? For a lot of us, not all of us, a lot of us, right? So anyway, so the deal is that when you're talking about what it means to be economically woke, you're really talking about awareness. You're talking about the difference between economically awake and economically asleep. I'll give you an example of when I wasn't economically conscious and why it cost me everything. I remember when I was in high school and I would get my paycheck. I used to work at Taco Bell and I would get a paycheck, for about $200. And I really thought that was a lot of money because they would pay me in cash. So I'd be sitting there with a big wad of cash and I would really feel like I was really doing well, like I had a whole lot of money. And then I'd be going out and I'd just be buying stuff, it's $5 here, $10 there, $20 there, whatever. And it never seemed like I was ever going to run out of money. I always felt like I would always have all the money that I needed forever. And so what happened was I remember every single time my money would just disappear. And then I would be like, damn, I only have, I'd be like, whoa, I've only got $5 left. How did I get from $200 down to $5? Well, that was an example of a lack of economic wokeness. Has anybody ever gone through that where you really thought your money was never going to run out and then it did, and then you're just kind of shocked, but you do it over and over and over again? Well, that's a lack of consciousness. Same thing might be true when it comes to time. A lot of times, if you're not conscious of time, you waste time. So a lot of times, in order for me to be conscious of time, I'll keep looking at my watch and I'll say, okay, right now it is 6:15. I want to be done with this by 6:30, right? I'm real clear, but if I'm not conscious of time, I'll sit there and I'll just get caught up in something. Next thing you know, 3, 4, 5 hours have gone by and your time is gone, right? That is the difference between being woke and being conscious. Crackheads actually go through this. They say that when people go off and they go to a crack house and they smoke cocaine, they can sit in the crack house for 2 or 3 days because there's something about being high and the release of endorphins that makes you lose track of time. So that drug makes you very unconscious of time. So then the crackhead comes home 2 days later and finds out that his wife has left him and all this other stuff, right? So ultimately, that consciousness, that wokeness is extremely important. Wokeness and consciousness doesn't just protect you financially. It can protect you even when it comes to dating and relationships. If you're not thinking about what you're doing, next thing you know, you're dating the same type of person over and over again, or you're sleeping with that person that you swore you never sleep with, or you're eating the food that you swore you never eat again, and you're gaining weight again, right? All of that. So where does this come into play with this conversation? Well, I was thinking about economic consciousness and economic wokeness, as I was writing this book, and the book is going to be called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. I'm almost done. I've been working on it for about 2 years now. And one of the things about economic wokeness is that I wanted to lay out maybe 4 ways of kind of measuring your ability to be economically woke. Economic wokeness and a lack thereof costs Black people well over $1 trillion a year. A big part of the reason that you lose all your wealth is because you're not even paying attention to where your wealth is going. You don't even know how people are taking your wealth. The people that are exploiting you are very alert. The people that are being exploited are typically not conscious and also to some extent not even educated on what's happening. Think about it the same way, if you talk about these people that put date rape drugs, on people, and then they take what they want to take, if you know what I mean. Well, the person who's being exploited is unconscious. They're gone, right? The person who's doing the exploitation is very aware. They're watching you as you walk away from your drink. They're figuring they've already planned ahead which hotel they're going to take you to so you can get away from your friends. They're very alert. And the victim is not alert. The victim doesn't know what's going on. So ultimately, when you talk about Black economics and why Black wealth tends to decline, it's because the people that are taking your money are extremely alert. They are playing chess on a multidimensional level. They are playing intergenerational chess. They are literally traveling back and forth through time. They're so alert in terms of figuring out how they can exploit and extract what they want. They study you like lab rats. They do research reports on how Black people spend their money. You ever walk into like one of those hair salons in the hood where that's run by like Asians or Arabs? Anybody ever notice how they always playing like your favorite music and you start bopping your head to it, and because you like, oh, this is lit, yo, you like Young Jeezy too. You ever see that? Anybody ever notice that? Like how often I went into one in Gary, Indiana, and I remember noticing that when I came in there, they were playing some like really good hip hop music. Well, part of that is because they studied you. They know what you like. They're like, okay, these people like this music, so we're going to play their favorite music. And then when you come in there, music actually seeks into your subconscious mind, which reduces your level of consciousness and awareness. So next thing you know, you done spent a bunch of money because you're not aware, you're not woke. So let me just jump into this in terms of giving you 4 ways to kind of either measure your economic wokeness or to improve your economic wokeness. Before I do that, please hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Also, just a reminder, at the end of this month, Taki Grant, who made a great movie called Hoppy, Hapi, which is all about how modern economic society has its roots in ancient Africa. It's a beautiful film. It's very well done. He's got an all-star list of panelists that are going to be in Detroit at the end of this month. I can't make it, but I told Taki that I would offer his tickets to his event on my website at boycewatkins.com. And I'm looking at it. There's Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Dr. Malena Karanga. What's that sister's name? Professor James Small. You've got Scheherazade Ali. He actually invited my wife, Dr. Alicia Watkins. She'll be there. Dr. Ken Harris, who runs the Black Business League. You've got Kaba Khamenei, like all the Rizza Islam is going to be there. So if you live in the area, you may want to go check it out. You can go to boycewatkins.com. Just look for the One Africa Unity Conference, and you can actually get a ticket there if that's something you'd like to be a part of. All right, so here's some 4 ways to know if you're economically woke or how to become more economically woke. 4 measuring sticks. One is you have to be aware of how to obtain money. Knowing where the money is and how to go get it. One way that they undermine your economic consciousness is by basically teaching you how to just pretty much search for jobs your whole life. And in Rich Dad Poor Dad, even they even talk about this. They say that people who go to work every day usually don't know anything about money. They don't have to know about money. All they have to know is whatever job they're doing. Entrepreneurs have to understand money because they have to figure out how to convert a commodity into money or convert labor into money. So a lack of awareness on how to get money is one of the economic consciousness issues that causes us to lose a lot of wealth. because people who sit around and think about money are the people who tend to have it. Number two, awareness of where you're spending your money. When you give your money away and you spend your money, you're giving power to the other party. You're transferring power over to somebody else. So in finance, we call that the moral hazard problem. The moral hazard problem is when you make a transaction and you're not conscious about the transaction. So you transfer power over to another party. And then in some cases, they can use that power against you. It's like I hand you a gun and then you put the gun in my face. When really I'm looking back thinking, damn, why did I hand you the gun? So a lot of times white folks will body slam you with money that they took out of your own damn community. They will take money from your own family and then use it to control and enslave you. How in the hell are you gonna let somebody take a weapon that God put in your possession, and then take that weapon and then use that as their weapon to oppress and to control your people? You are your own worst enemy at that particular point. So ultimately, a lack of consciousness about buying black, supporting black owned businesses, us not thinking carefully about, okay, who's going to get this money, what they're going to do with this money is really costing us dearly, to the tune of well over $1 trillion. Black businesses get boycotted by white people, and black businesses get boycotted by black people. Black businesses also get boycotted by Asian people. Black businesses get boycotted by Arab people. Black businesses get boycotted by Indian people. Black businesses get boycotted by Ukrainians. Black businesses get boycotted by Russians. Black businesses get boycotted by the LGBT community. Everybody boycotts black owned businesses. And you somehow think that you're supposed to support other people who don't support you. Well, that makes you blind, deaf, dumb, stupid, and crazy. So let me keep going. Number three, economic consciousness requires you to have an awareness on how to keep money. If you get something and you give it away, then you're not going to have it anymore. An economically conscious, economically woke person gets money and they know how to retain that money. They know how to protect the money that they have. They don't give that money away. They know how to say no. They know how to think carefully about how they're going to make sure that they have more for themselves and for the people they care about than they're giving to everybody else. So if you're out here trying to make it rain in the club, any stupid rapper who brags about how much he made it rain in the club is an idiot, and you're an enemy to the black community. You are one of the causes that black wealth is dropping when you wearing Louis and Gucci and Prada and all this other stuff, and you making black people think that this is what they got to do in order to be validated. Then you are just as much of a predator on the black community as any racist Klansman or crazy Trump supporter that there might be out here who doesn't like black people either. You're just as bad. You are an accomplice in that whole process. So ultimately, when you get your favorite rappers rapping about how black people can throw their money away, that's not at all on any level beneficial to the black community. Number number four. So we talked about economic awareness, the 4 steps of economic awareness. 1, learning how to get money. Number 2, learning how to spend money properly, spend it in a way where you're transferring power to the places you want it to go. Number 3, learning how to keep money. When money comes in, you don't let the money come out. When the water goes in the bucket, you don't poke a hole in the bucket. You make sure the bucket fills up. So that's where rich people come from. Rich people are nothing but people who happen to have a full bucket. The fourth component of economic awareness is knowing how to grow money. That's simply learning how to invest your money and make your money become something more than what it is. If you know how to invest money, then you're going to do better than other people who don't know how to invest money. If you are consistent with investing money, it is very easy for you to become rich. There's nothing stopping you and your family from having a tremendous amount of wealth. Maybe not become billionaires. Maybe that's hard to do, but to become a millionaire, I see a lot of families go into that millionaire status in terms of having a net worth that's over $1 million. It's not hard to do within one generation. I don't care what anybody tells you. So economic wokeness requires and demands that you take that time and you learn the things you need to learn in order to build that wealth. Economic training is not in the public school for a reason. The reason is because they need employees. They don't need more millionaire entrepreneurs. They need employees. So the masses are going to get sent to school and to be taught how to be employees. If you want to learn how to do something other than be an employee, then you're going to have to go get that training somewhere else. They are not going to give it to your child at the local public school because that is not their job. Their job is to manage the masses and function society, and society must run by having enough people that are economically unconscious enough that they can commodify themselves in order to simply be an asset that wealthy people get rich from. Okay, so ultimately, those are the four components of economic wokeness. One, knowing how to get the money. Number two, knowing how to keep the money. Number three, knowing how to grow the money. Number four, knowing how to properly spend the money. And also, when you talk about all these things, I'm talking about doing it in an ethical way, not doing it in a dangerous way, not doing it in a predatory way. I'm talking about doing it in a way that keeps you and your family happy and safe and good, right? So when you talk about ambition, one of the things that always concerns me is that sometimes when you are ambitious and you don't have the tools for ambition, meaning you haven't gotten the training on how to get money in an ethical way, then you end up doing crazy stuff and going out here. And these poor guys end up getting killed, going to prison or whatever because they try to go chase money. So that's another reason why you give them enough tools in their toolkit so that when they say, "Hey, I really want to have some money," they don't have to do anything crazy or stupid. They're not going to do the wrong thing in the wrong way. They're going to do the right thing in the right way. So this economic training literally needs to be the most important thing that we do in our Black community. Okay. All right. So anyway, guys, those are my thoughts for today. That was just what I wanted to share with you. And also, I want to remind everybody, I have a book, a free ebook. You can have it totally for free. It is How to Build Massive Wealth in the Stock Market by Investing $5 a Day. So that's where I show you mathematically where a person who invests $5 a day or $35 a week or about $150 a month, $150 a month for their child will have a child that has hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank by the time they're in their 20s. That's when they can play the game of capitalism because they then have capital. They have two forms of capital. They'll have financial capital. They'll also have intellectual capital because you train them up. You train them on the things that they need to know in order to be wealthy. They're also going to have social capital. They're going to come from a solid family. Family is critical to building wealth. You can't build a wealth in a community that's full of babies, mamas, and baby daddies. That's chaos. You're creating chaos. But when you have structure, then shit, your kids could go straight to the moon. Your kids are millionaires. They're doing well. They're on top of everything. I want all of our kids to be winning. I don't want them to be losers. So we got to stop preparing them to be losers. Start preparing them to be winners. The ebook is free. Go to blackmoneyminute.com. That's the URL for all the the Black Money Minutes that I do, where I try to keep it condensed and short. And so the book is yours. It's totally free. Feel free to go take a look. All right, everybody. I'm about to get out of here. And one more thing, I wrote an article on LinkedIn. So if anybody follows me on LinkedIn, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. And also, don't forget the name of the new book is it's going to be called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. We'll release it sometime between now and the All Black National Convention. The convention happens at the end of October, so we have a lot of interesting stuff going on. And last but not least, we will be at the Essence Fest. So if you're going to be at the Essence Fest, I'll let you guys know when the passes go on sale. But we are going to do some stuff at the Essence Fest too. My wife and I both are going to be there. All right, everybody, have a good day. God bless you. Thank you for listening. It was real. I always enjoy talking to you, and I wish you the very best. Take care. Talk to you soon. Peace.